When the president addressed us in Parliament,
When?
on the message of the State of the Nation address in March this year, this is what he said, quote, "The Attorney General has continued in a very effective manner the tradition under this administration of contesting every civil litigation against the state and has avoided the numerous judgment deaths that used to be given against the state," unquote. And yet, see the Attorney General's conduct. What the president says, assurances he gives, the so-called tradition that they contest every judgment death and they go all out and they fight.
But they contested this one.
Partially,
At arbitration, they contested.
in a half-witted manner.
No, they contested arbitration, they lost.
Yes.
Yes.
Why didn't they show up in the United States of America?
They didn't think it was necessary. They had lost it.
Matters have gotten worse now by not showing up. By not showing up. We are going to pay more. There's an increased liability on the state.
Compounded quarterly.
Compounded quarterly with interest. That could have been avoided. So, what kind of attitude is this? It goes against what the president told this country. Look, earlier this week, I put out another judgment debt that has accrued. Again, the Attorney General going against this so-called claim and so-called tradition of contesting judgment debts. In the West Blue matter, Nana Akomia and his collaborators held press conferences. Oh, West Blue, sweetheart deal, insider dealing, bloated contract. They come into power.
What has happened?
And they say a contract which was bloated. Apparently, President Mahama didn't pay adequately. He didn't pay enough. Now, 95 million cedis has accrued. And the court documents I was reading a few days ago, the intercepted settlement judgment.
It's a settlement.
It's a settlement.
Okay.
And it was a consent judgment.
Okay.
The Attorney General didn't put up a defense. And you remember my earlier expose that the Attorney General appears to be on the side of Gabi Ochidaku, who
Law firm. His law firm.
Yeah, his law firm, who was making the case for this judgment debt to be paid. At the time, 187.3 million Ghana cedis.
So they've now settled on how much?
95 million.
Okay.
No defense. Consent judgment.
No, they just
sat-
wanted 180 something.
They
They've
just
negotiated to pay.
They just
90
sat
something.
around the table.
So they've halved it.
Yeah. But for my expose, 187 million will have been paid behind the scenes, quietly.
So
At
the
least
claim is for what?
that President Mahama, the Mahama administration underpaid. There was some 21 million cedis outstanding, which they've added interest. It's compounded. So that's what has become 95 years. That 21 million in 2016 is not the same today. So they've compounded it and all of that. And rounded it up to 95 million Ghana cedis. I can read it to you.
It's on the screen.
Yeah, the consent judgment is here. Consent judgment.
It's on the screen.
The consent judgment be and is hereby entered in favor of the plaintiff against the defendants for recovery of 95 million Ghana cedis in full and final satisfaction. And you see, smartly, you know what they've done? They say we should pay everything before the next election in 3 installments.
Who said so?
So the first, that's the consent judgment that all of you have signed in your nice, arrangement, not contesting, not challenging, as President Akufo-Addo had assured us, contrary to President Akufo-Addo's assurance. So the first 35 million to be paid before 25th.
But that one is passed.
Before 25th July 2024.
It's
Then
passed.
the second 35 million should be paid by 25th August.
Sunday.
Yes.
Sunday.
And then the third one, they are keen on paying before they leave office. The third one should be paid 25 million Ghana cedis on or before 25th September 2024.
4 days after his birthday.
Yeah. And it says there shall be no interest on the sum. And then the payment too is net of taxes. No taxes. The parties hereby mutually release, discharge, and hold each other harmless from against any and all liability. There shall be no other cause. The parties accept the settlement of 95 million Ghana cedis, and that it shall be net of taxes. And they've all signed here. And interestingly, the people who were opposed, you remember in the expose, the finance ministry was fighting this. GRA was fighting. They were saying that they don't have any liabilities. Suddenly,
that's the case we dealt with.
Yes, on this program, yes.
Sammy, I don't understand.
Suddenly, they all make a U-turn that, consent judgment.
Sammy,
okay.
I want to understand.
Defend.
I want to understand something. Right?
95
I just want
million.
to understand something.
Meanwhile, President comes to tell the country that, look, every judgment that they are contesting, they are fighting it.
But, Randy,
who are they deceiving?
This West Blue matter that Sammy has brought, I wouldn't say it's a red herring. I mean, it's an issue. But the contract for West Blue was signed by your government.
Yes.
So any liability arising out of that contract now is a result of the contract that you signed. Isn't it?
It's not the case.
No.
It's not
the
case.
People went to court because they had a contract. And they're saying that
you terminated the contract.
They say that, yes, it's the same thing, judgment. Say the current government had terminated the contract, and by the terms of the contract, they've been treated unfairly. So they went to court.
Yes.
So,
but in terminating, shouldn't you also look at the terms of the contract before?
But that's what I'm saying. So they go there, they go and contest.
So you terminate this and go and do SML.
Yes.
Oh, can I finish? We're talking about West Blue, isn't it?
In fact, this West Blue thing, the genesis of SML.
Yeah.
West Blue was even asked to virtually outsource some things to SML.
That's true.
Before then, SML was given the.
That is all well and good. But listen,
now
we are talking
95
we are
million
talking about West Blue. And Sammy, you brought West Blue.
Yes.
And I don't know the details about West Blue.
I'm talking about your conduct in judgment.
So from what you are saying,
no defense.
The contract that has been breached, that has occasioned this negotiated aid, was signed by your good selves.
So?
Isn't it?
Yes, so. I don't get it.
I don't understand.
And what did you say
if
about
your
that
termination has saved us money, then you would say that somebody signed something wrongly and you have taken a decision that saves the country.
You yourself, you have said that the liability that the people were asking for was about 180 million. And then it had been negotiated to 90 or whatever. But my point is that if there is
you should give me credit that we didn't pay 187 million.
Now you say we should give you credit because of your expose.
Because yes, you were about to pay that.
Now we've asked you to give us the expose on the people behind this.
The family feud.
Yes. And you said that one you won't give us. But this, if you expose it, I'm sure it will lead to us to get to the bottom.
When the horses are bolted, how does that prosecute the people? If you really are committed in protecting the public.
Now, if you give the info, it will help the prosecution. You are saying that you will give the info after you have won the elections. So are you serving the public interest? And if you don't win the elections, what happens?
Let it be established this morning that contrary to their claims that they are vigorously fighting judgment debt, they are challenging everything. The evidence we see is to the contrary.
Okay.
So they should stop that deception.